Everybody can hear me? Yeah, you don't care what I do. I run a game studio. I sell virtual overpriced weed that you can't smoke. That's kind of my claim to fame. Like I say, I'm keeping the kids off drugs because they're too busy spending all their money on my invisible weed to actually have any left over to buy any real weed. But I've done a lot of things over the years, but the most important thing to me is analytics, metrics, and data. And this is what I live by. And now every one of you are hopefully living by the same thing. If you're not, you're going to have to get a kick in the ass. Line up here afterwards. You should all be analyzing the shit out of all of your data, using whatever metric tools you have, and following some sort of thing as your goal. It's whether, it's get more clients is obvious, right? Sell more shit. No, yeah, we all know that. But how do you go about that? For most people, it's something like an LTV, a lifetime value, or conversion rate. The percentage of people who come to their website and ultimately end up buying something. These are the numbers that you should live and die by. And if, like me, you don't remember what's on your slides, then you end up looking at a lot of things, and you can get lost in this data. You can go down this rabbit hole, and I have a home-built system that we have at Eastside Games that I could spend days and days in, having all kinds of fun, coming up with all kinds of numbers, and feeling like I'm really smart, and actually achieving nothing valuable. And I would challenge that most of you here that are doing the similar thing can have all kinds of fun and feel real smart, but there's probably only one thing that really, truly matters, and we call that your magic number. So here are some of the questions you might be asking yourself. And the most important thing is making sure that when you do ask yourself these things, that you're asking you something that's actually actionable. Asking a question like, where do my customers live? Who fucking cares where your customers live? This isn't going to make a difference, right? The only difference it's going to make is what your shipping costs are ultimately going to be. What really matters is something like, if we knew the answer to this question, what could we do differently? And if you knew that all of your customers lived in Saudi Arabia, then all right, maybe you want to translate some things on your website and things like that. But it's probably not that actionable. You want something that you can actually make a difference about. And so this is about a 30-minute talk that I'm going to do in 5 minutes. So I'm going to skip all the good stuff, and it's probably not going to make sense. There's a whole bunch of tools out there that help you do all of these things, right? KISS metrics, Google Analytics. There's a million things, and I liken them all to Viagra salespeople, because I don't mind telling you guys, over the years, I've spent a pretty penny on penis pills. None of them work. None of them. And all of these guys are the same. I've bought them all. I've given them all a lot of money. Dick's still small. None of them work. So the only way to do this properly is you need to roll your own. You need to make sure, because I guarantee you hook all 10 of these up, and they will all give you a different answer. And you need to know that when I go back to the source, and when I go to my guys and say, this is what we're going to do, that it's the right numbers that are going to back it up. And they're not going to run their own numbers and come up with a completely different answer and make you look like a fool. Ask me how I know this. All right, Pot Fran. This is a game that we originally built for Facebook way back in the day. It's like Farmville, only you're growing something much more Vancouver-esque. And so this is a bit of an old talk, and the metrics are a little bit out of date, but they're poignant and true. So anyway, we have this game. People come play the game. Most people come play the game, play it for a few minutes, fuck off, you never see them again. No good. Doesn't make me any money. Don't like these people. So we have all kinds of metrics around ARPDAUs, LTVs, and I can give you all these acronyms that we look at, and we still look at it all the time, but we decided to look at one specific number and see if that really made a difference. And that number was how many friends and neighbors you have, because obviously it's a social game on Facebook. So having more friends and neighbors, if you're being social, will it make a difference? And we never really looked at this or thought about it. It's like, one of those things in the bottom of the page says how many friends you are. Some people have 2, some people have 200, some people have lots of friends, some people like me don't have any. So blah, 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 blah. This is not important. We don't have time for that. And so we looked at this distribution of friend count that's greater than level 20. So if you're greater than level 20, how many friends do you have? And as you can see, very few of them have a few friends. Most of them have tons of friends. And then the other way around, right? All the people who are low level have no friends, or anyway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then we normalize the data, we talk about how to normalize data. If you don't know that, then you're in the wrong room. And so we can see that the conversion rate of the people who ultimately became players of the game, who spend money, keep coming back, and are regular users of the game. If you had 0 friends, 1.2% of them became users of the game. But if they had 10 friends, this is the second they started the game, 14% of them. So the number of friends you have is directly correlated to whether or not you're going to ultimately give me money, and that's all I actually care about. And so here you go, a nice little graph that shows that. So, but what's really important is knowing that not only do the people with more friends are more likely to convert, the people with no friends are the biggest bucket of people, because we saw that back there. Remember? You were paying attention. Yeah, look at how many of these fuckers there are. Don't give me any money. Don't like them. So what can we do, right? Actionable actions. So what we did is we fake it, right? So when you come in, because I think what probably the psychological action was is you come to this game, even though there's like literally 8 million people that have played this game, you come to this game, you look along the bottom, and there's a bunch of empty slots that say, you don't have any friends, and you think, nobody plays this game, this must be a stupid game. So instead, we started filling up these little spots with imaginary people. And you think, wow, look at all the people that play this game. And they're all a lot better at it than me. Geez, I should play. And then we would even go so far as, and don't tell Zuckerberg this, but we would take people from your friend list and we would put them down there and make it look like they'd been playing the game. And all of a sudden, people started converting like mad. And that's why do that, or you're stupid. That's the whole talk. 30 minutes into. Anybody have any questions? Yes, you need a mic.
Can you do the presentation again?
No. Yes.
I develop mobile games as well, and we've been a little bit lost which analytical firm to use.
They're all fucking crooks.
But how do you? All right, so how do you develop something in house?
Yes.
But isn't that like a lot time consuming? No.
That's a lie. That's the lie that those guys tell you to try and sell you their buy. You only care. So the question is for game, game analytics is one thing, but they're all the same. It's all business analytics. And so is there a good solution? And my answer is they've all come a long way. They've all got good parts, but none of them are perfect. And none of them will always answer the questions that you want to ask. And the worst part is that if you really want to do a deep dive, most of these platforms can't do it because you need to have the data and the ability to query that data directly. But to begin with, for a startup game company, you only care about, or any business company, you only care about a few things. How many people are coming? How many people are coming back? And how much money are those people spending, right? So, DAO, ARPDAO, installs, conversion rates, LTVs, like all that stuff. That stuff, if like any moron, and believe me, I'm a moron. I'm the world's shittiest developer, and I could do it. So get those 10 numbers and start with this. Like my first analytics pages were exactly that, just 10 numbers on a page. How many people installed today? How many people played today? How much money did we make? Divide this by that. That's all I need. And even to this day, we have a whole team of guys who do nothing but work on this platform for us. We call it Mentor. Whole team around it. And I still only look at those 5 numbers every day.
One more question?
Is there?
What's the biggest?
We're going to be fed back. It's going to be on a website like Nancy.
Well, what's the biggest mistake you've made from misreading the analytics?
Oh, Jesus. So many times. Usually, no. You don't usually use the mic because I'm a loudmouth. God, I've made so many. And usually it just ends up being a long, like you get so sure about something, right? Like I know if we put 2 apples together in a room and they made sweet love to each other, we would definitely get an orange. Like definitely, I'm so sure about it. And you walk around like, yeah, it's gonna work. You spend all kinds of time, money, and effort, and then of course, You don't. And usually, and I try to blame it on those other guys, it's because you're missing some key component of the data. Like, of course, oranges don't come out of apples, they have a different skin. I'm trying to think of like a particular example that probably cost me a lot of money. I mean, we do it with ad campaigns a lot, where we look at a core number. We have a lifetime value of a player. So we have a fancy formula where we'll go, okay, X plus E and Y, and so over this time so we set up an ad campaign on whatever platform. You know, we're paying, let's say, $2 to acquire a new user, and then we think, oh shit, we only make $1.50 off each new user, so shut that campaign down, and then we'll do the math 2 months later on that cohort of players and realize we're making $18 per player, and you shouldn't have turned that off. That cost us a lot of money. Or the other way around, where you think, oh my God, I'm getting all these guys from like Mexico and Belize for like 2 cents a player, like 5 cents a player. It's awesome. Like we're getting like hundreds of thousands of new installs every month. We're going to be rich. No, they don't spend any money. If you're looking again, you look at one number and you think that's your number instead of kind of breaking it down by individual and doing a deeper dive. It's one thing to look at a quick overview, but we've killed a lot of ad campaigns and missed out on a lot of opportunities of buying players because we didn't do the math right.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay.
That would be a perfect